Hello, everyone. This is your host, Alex Valgood, and this is Leap of Health. Today, we have Jaime Lynn. She's an intuitive healer and a holy fire Reiki practitioner. She also is the owner of Free to Be Yourself, and she utilizes Reiki energy work, somatic massage therapy, chakra balancing, human design, shadow work, and tarot reading so that her clients can appreciate the feeling of being true alignment, physical, mental, and spiritual. She also has an amazing podcast called Free to Be Yourself. And we have her here today with us, and I'm so excited. Thank you for being here today.
Oh, thank you so much, my dear. Yes, and congratulations to your podcast. This is exciting. So
Yes,
exciting.
thank you so much. And today we're going to be talking about Reiki. It's one of my favorite things to do for healing methods. And I know a lot of people have not heard about this. But before that, if you can
Yes,
tell us a little bit about your journey and how you became a Reiki master.
absolutely. I will. Yes. So, well, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to just to share my journey thus far. And I think with any healers, anybody who actually is drawn to this area, this focus in life is usually out of their own pain. And so I'll just speak personally about my own healing, my own seeking really relief, seeking freedom from being disconnected from myself, my authentic self. And so that is why I have chosen my business and my podcast to be called Free to Be Yourself, because when we truly can connect to all parts of ourselves, that is where the freedom lies. And I do, the work I do with my clients and everything is embracing all aspects of self. And so when I found Reiki healing, I went as, somebody who needed healing, somebody who deeply needed spiritual healing. I'm really trying to think I know I had heard about it through, my yoga classes, and I grew up in Southern California. So I did. So, and I live in Tennessee now. I've been here for 30 years, but I'd say about 6-7 years ago is when my awakening really happened. And like any big awakening, there's a lot that crumbles and falls away. And I was fighting internally with being true to myself and actually speaking honestly about what I wanted in my life. And it was surrounding my marriage that I was in. And it had to do with really owning some behaviors and also looking at where I was and really bringing peace to that. So with going to get Reiki, so sorry about Timmy Ray. I found a lovely practitioner, Shanti, and I would go to her like every 2 weeks. And at the same time, I was also in therapy and counseling. And so, but being in her energy and the experience that was happening to me was something that it wasn't with words. It wasn't about me sharing, this ongoing saga of a story that I kept trying to get to the bottom of, but it was more of a releasing, a cleansing, it was just beautiful. And so, yeah, that's how Reiki found me. And then, so once that happened, I began to see another healer, Sarah Grisham, and she's an intuitive, and she works with the Moray healing tribe and her modalities of healing. She also uses Reiki and everything. So she really encouraged me to go to massage school, which I know you are also, we're massage therapists together.
Yes.
And so that really is when so much started opening up for me, is when I went to become a student. And in going to massage school, I knew I was getting all these beautiful visions of how I saw myself utilizing a practice of massaging body work with Reiki, and then even with my tarot readings, and blending it all into in an intuitive session for like mind, body, spirit.
Nice.
So that is, yes. And so then I just, went through the attunement process, and anybody, all of you all listening, it is not something that you have to be born with. We all can receive and transmit Reiki energy. It is available to each one of us. But to become a Reiki practitioner, a Reiki master, you do go through a series of attunements. So yeah.
Yeah. And for all those that are like, what is this Reiki thing?
Yeah.
How do you do it? You know, what does, how is it going to help me? Is it help me with headaches, or what is it exactly? What is it that, for everybody that's listening to us? Because I know I've had it. I had a series of pains and aches. I'm also a professional dancer, so throughout the years I've had like so many injuries. Even like before becoming a dancer, I always was an athlete, so definitely I go for Reiki for so many reasons, right? Explain us a little bit, what is it that Reiki does for people?
Yes. So first of all, to say what is Reiki? Reiki is universal life force energy. And it is the highest vibration, which truly is love. So no matter what your belief system, whether your denomination is, your spirituality, your background, all of that, it doesn't matter. There is one source of energy for us, and that is source energy. That is our life force energy. And so when you become attuned to Reiki, you actually are able to be basically a conduit for this energy. And using a light touch, I actually don't have to touch people for them to receive Reiki. I could actually do it for you right now. It transmits over space-time, airwaves, because it's energy. It's life force energy. So yes, it's and so what can they experience, or what can they know to get from it? A lot of people feel just a sense of an instant peacefulness, a release, a lightness of being. It is it's for anything. It is a spiritual healing practice that has been around in Japan since like I think it's 1844, and it's a guru. He's the one that put it into, and I was going to grab his name. I don't know why I can't ever remember his name, but anyway, he's the one that made it into a modality for teaching. And it just brings your body back into homeostasis, to the highest way that it can be balanced. Now, it is not something it is for all levels of health. It is for all people, all ages. I mean, you can Reiki babies, you can Reiki plants, you can Reiki your food, you can, you can I Reiki my jewelry, and give my stones away. You can, anything can hold this energy. And, it's for, physical health, emotional, spiritual, helping people with social anxieties, you name it, it is there of service. And you do self Reiki, all of that. So
yeah, I love it. I honestly I think I go the most to my Reiki friend, my Reiki practitioner friend, when I have especially when I have like, I'm super stressed from work, and it starts showing physically in my body, like now I'm having a headache, now I'm having like a chest pain for no reason. I love going to my friend and having these sessions. I know sometimes you guys use crystals and kind of like clear the whole energy. I really, really love that. And I love that, as you said, Reiki, I know, I cannot also remember the name of the guy that brought it as a modality. I know.
It's like Yusuf, Usui, USUI, and it was actually he taught it was actually 1922 until his death, 1926. He's the one that had the vision, and this was in Japan. And then there was, and that's where the Usui blessing. So there's a whole Reiki blessing that is a part of that. So yeah, it's
been around for a long time. And what I do find it fascinating, I mean, I'm not Japanese. My roots are Mexican and European and whatever. However, I find it really, really fascinating that this guy named it that way, right? He named it Reiki, and he came out with this modality as a Reiki. But I feel like anybody in the world from all these other, ethnicities and cultures, I remember as a very young girl, I will see my grandma do some sort of blessing to the food every time she finished cooking. And then until, years later, when I started doing going for Reiki sessions for, stress or body aches or whatever that was, I realized that my grandmother, she's been raking our food for the longest time. And to me, I see almost as Reiki as a prayer, as a blessing, that we help others that maybe are stuck in distress or stuck with whatever they're going in life. We are that vessel of prayer and healing to others, which I find it awesome and fascinating, because we probably been doing Reiki and each other and our kids. I mean, I don't have kids, but whoever has kids, you always at night, right? Kiss them and hug them and bless them and whatever. But it's almost that some sort of the same effect that Reiki has done for a lot of people, right?
Yes. And like I said, it's not like you have to have a certain gifting. So like being an intuitive or having psychic abilities, we all have this, our intuition and these abilities, but it is the learning, it is the practicing, it is the adaptation to really bring it into form. And so, yes, you do, to become attuned, there is a series of symbols. So symbolism is huge. And, you hear all about, the beautiful geometry and the symbolism behind that, and the energy that promotes and produces, the sacred geometry. That's what it was. And so with Reiki, there's the different symbols. And so learning these symbols, that is part of the attunement process, the words, what they actually mean, and saying them, so vocalizing them, and then to be able to draw them out. So yeah, it's really fascinating. And you want to be guided, you want to be attuned by somebody you have a connection with. It's, there's lots of things online, but I feel it's so important to be in a physical space when you're going through this attunement. I'm not saying you can't get it done online, but it's just to have that, to be in the presence of somebody else. So
have that connection. Yeah. And I love that you mentioned that Reiki, it's the love.
It
like
is.
It's true love. I think I was like, yes, that's it.
That's it. So think about it, like, as far as frequencies go. So, there's different, just like we tune in when we're, these podcast waves, there's different frequencies. There's different frequencies as far as like the emotions and all of that. And so the love is the highest vibration that there is. And that's also light. And so harnessing that. And actually we can you want to do a little,
Yes.
and listeners, you can do, of course, those of you who are driving, do not do this while driving, but you can,
Yes.
you can play this back and listen, but go ahead and take your two hands and rub them together and just kind of feel the heat that comes. And then go ahead and just stop. And I want you just to gently just separate them. But I want you to feel this energy. You feel the sensations. Maybe you feel a tingling with your hands. You can play with this ball of energy that is created here. You can even make your ball a little bit bigger, pulling the energy back and forth. Can you feel it?
I do. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And so this is Reiki energy. This is life force energy. And, it is something that you can, so the word shokure is the first word with Reiki. And, just having an intention, a high intention of love. You can have this ball of love. You can take it up to the third eye. You can place it above your head. You can envision yourself. You can separate your hands now and you bring them back down and open your eyes back up. But you can envision yourself actually being showered in this love and light.
I know.
Just being completely bathed. So, all of this is here. We're not used to this fifth, sixth, seventh dimensional ways of being, but it is here for us to tap into. And I encourage anybody who's listening, anybody who has a curiosity, anybody who has a little inkling or a longing, go and find a Reiki practitioner in your area. Please reach out to me. I do sessions online. I actually on Zoom, on FaceTime, and it is, you feel it. And it's
Yes.
so, absolutely. And and really you can find these through your holistic practitioners, getting, definitely going through the massage world your massage therapist knows a Reiki practitioner for sure, if he or she is not already one. So
yes.
I
think all these modalities, they crisscross a lot of it. And, if they're a massage therapists, they mostly probably do some sort of energy healing. And I love that that's what you do for your clients. You try to combine the whole physical, mental, and spiritual part of us to heal everything, not just one part. What do you think that's important?
Oh, because it's all connected. It's all connected. If you are, let's say, struggling in your personal relationship, and it's going to find its way into your body. There's going to be a holding in the body, whether it's the low back or the hip, maybe the right shoulder, behind the heart. And, so what I love to do, what a session with me looks like is, I have them, I'm blessed to now have my own practice in my home. So I dreamed it
awesome.
up and here it is. And it's amazing. You come over, I make you some tea or something to drink, and we spend some time. I do a tarot reading. And so I'd love to share with you about tarot and how I use that. And then so from the tarot reading, then we go back and begin the body work and the massage. And that beginning with the massage, I'm definitely calling in the Reiki energy as I begin. But the intention is to allow the body to relax, to soften, and to begin to release. And then finish with Reiki, finish with, going through the different chakras and moving energy out, clearing out the different, just holdings. I can feel a sensation as I'm massaging as well, different temperatures in the body where they would need some releasing happening. So that's the benefit of that.
Yeah, definitely. I think my Reiki practitioner does some sort of a very similar like you do. And
Mm-hmm.
it is important to always make sure that we're not only fixing one thing, like we're not only going to for a massage, but we're really going deeper on like, why is my hip hurting? Besides,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, if you had some sort of car accident or something, then that is different.
Yes, yes, yes.
But if there's some sort of maybe like aches or headaches or anything like that, going deeper on like, why am I feeling like this? Why, I feel like pressure in my chest or
Mhm.
whatever it is, always, uh, you know, seem to look what it is, in emotional, physical, spiritual way, like what is it that is really bothering you? I think once we see all that as a whole and we really go deeper into like our pains or thoughts or whatever it is that's blocking us, I think that's when we, like you said, we release everything that it's, uh, you know, making us sick or making us feel a
Mhm.
certain way. So yeah, that's awesome. I love that. I think it's
Yes.
super important for all practitioners to see it that way as opposed to see it in, separate. Like this is just physical or this is just mentally
Mhm.
or this is something that, comes from somewhere else.
Yes, yeah, and our body is our best guide. I mean, it'll speak to us, like
Mhm.
low back pain. Like if you have a
Right.
chronic, like low back pain, there's that's near the root chakra, and the root chakra is all about your sense of security and belonging, and that's also where your finances live, abundance or lack. For people with back problems, if you have chronic low back pains, there is something getting your attention in life that you are not feeling connection, you're not feeling safe, you don't feel secure, or you don't feel like you maybe belong. And or maybe there is something really disruptive in your home life around your finances. So, and that's so then, moving down to the hips, moving to the right hip. The right hip is the right side, really is your future. It's forward thinking, but it's also the masculine side. So in our hips has to do with is really our emotional heartbeat is our hips. We store a lot of trauma. We
Mhm.
store a lot of our, I don't want to say heartache, but it's kind of like our dumping place, just to kind of push all that stuff down. And then if you even think about it this way, think about just as the female body and the childbearing and the hips and how they are able to expand and all that with the pelvis. But so let's say on your right side, you just are always having like just this little, just this hitch in your hip or something. So that's just something to investigate. There's a beautiful book. It's called The Body Keeps Score. And
Yes.
yeah, it's amazing. I meant to grab it and like have it out here to show, but it's just to start to
Mhm.
understand what your body's speaking to you, what's it saying. And I remember years ago I slipped and fell on some ice on my left knee, so I didn't fracture it, my kneecap, but I badly bruised it and scraped it and all that. And being the left, that's the feminine side and that's the past. And I remember investigating it and just reading into it and looking into it. And it was my fear of making that big leap I needed to, that big exit, that step that I was to leave a marriage, and here I have to have a knee injury to basically like
To
sell
tell
what
you. Yeah.
tell me, and so I'm just fascinated with everything with the mind and the body and the spirit, and just how
Yeah.
we're here to evolve and to expand and to grow, but we're also here to learn how to heal. Because every single one of us, we don't need anything outside of ourselves. We truly don't.
Mhm.
And when we can take ownership of that and really believe it deep in our hearts that we can be the one that can call that love and light in, to call that healing in. And when we do that, there's no separation.
Mhm.
So,
No, that's great. I love that. I think we definitely need to think about more as a whole, like what is it that our body's telling us, or even like that. Like sometimes, you know, freak things happen, and we want to
mhm.
blame it in the universe, and God is punishing me. But sometimes those are like the big whispers
Yes.
that are trying to
Well,
tell us something. Yeah.
we can talk about, since it's, the hot thing to talk about. I recently just recovered from COVID, and you and I were texting, and you were asking me how I was doing,
Yeah.
um, and I was down and out for a good 3 weeks, and I knew I didn't want to look at it at the time because I was so sick and I was feeling so crummy and just so much sadness and so much just extra upon extra grief came front and center once again. But I knew there was a lesson for me in that. And the lesson was, and it was very clear, it was, I need to be a better keeper of my physical body. I need to make sure that I am nurturing myself, with the right foods, with the right rest, with saying no, with, stop overstacking my schedule of all this,
Yes.
giving and not receiving. And it was a wake-up call for me. It was. And
Yeah.
I surrendered to it. I said, okay, when I go back, because I knew I was going back, but when I go back, I am going to be more mindful about how I use my energy, and to stop pushing myself so hard in that way. So
Yeah, I think this not only just COVID, but I think everything that has come with it, with this, COVID virus, is some people, like you said, now they're like more aware of like, oh my God, I need to eat better. I need to, you know, get some supplements, drink more water, sleep better. Now a lot of people stopped drinking out in the club. Now maybe they're exercising more, but also uh, it brought good things like that, which was a lot of awareness. But a lot of people also went into depression and all that. And
mhm.
and I think it is important to um, do see things not as a punishment or as something that is like bad. I do really believe that, as you said, we're here for like a learning
Mhm.
journey. Everything that has happened to us till now, it is for a reason. It came to show us something. Sometimes it comes through, losing our jobs or losing a parent or whatever,
Mhm.
but there is always a lesson to be seen through all these situations. And so yeah, like always, look for modalities that are going to help you, like Reiki. In this
Mhm.
case,
Yes, yes.
just go for a walk, get your energy up. But yeah, I love that. I think Reiki has helped not only me, but I know a lot of people that has been helped through these Reiki sessions. They're so,
Mhm.
so great. And I definitely do recommend everyone to at least go try it out, see how you feel. You're going to feel super, super relaxed. It's just going to bring your stress down and your happiness
Yes.
up. I love it. I really love it.
Yes, well, and I would love to, if anyone, and you'll share all my
Yes.
information, just I would love to have a session, and we can do this over Zoom or FaceTime. If you don't live in the Knoxville area where I am in Tennessee, obviously I won't be touching you, won't be getting one of my amazing massages, but Yes. And there's different, I have a sacred circle group that I'm beginning. I'm going to have them once a week, and they will be on Zoom, and it will be like a drop-in, but it will be a place you could come to experience a healing. You can experience some sound healing, Reiki healing, and then I'll be doing some energy reading and tarot cards. So,
I love that. That is amazing. Yes, definitely. Look her up. I will be putting all her information in the show notes. And just one more thing that I really wanted
yes,
to emphasize was that, yes, for everybody that is listening, Reiki can be they call it distance Reiki, right?
distance Reiki. Yes.
Yes. And it could be done. It doesn't matter if you live, because I know I have some listeners in India and Germany. Hi, everyone
Yes.
out there.
Hi. Yes. Yes.
If you need, a Reiki practitioner, definitely, Jamie Lee, and there's a lot of other Reikis too, practitioners that can do it online. So that's like a really, really amazing thing. So I love this conversation. Thank you for joining us today. Is there anything else that you would like to add
Yes.
to our conversation today?
Yes, there is, because I told you I love to fold the tarot in. So I'm also a tarot reader, and a lot of people are like, how did I get into this and all of that? And you can check out my podcast. I have one on my tarot love, and I have a beautiful interview with Elliot, who is my mentor. But tarot is really, it is our journey of our soul in picture form in the cards. So that's when you get a tarot reading, that is what is happening is, so the energy is being read off of the cards, and each card has its own meaning, but then there's more layers that can come through with that. But what I want to do today, because one of the things I love to do with people is to tell them what their lifetime tarot symbol is.
Yes.
So, and I told you I was going to wait and kind of do it as like a little surprise for you. So like you are, so you have a birthday coming up.
Yes. Next
Yes.
week.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
So sorry, can you see, I'm like seeing
No, you look amazing.
so your lifetime symbol, you are a 9. And in the tarot, the 9 is the Hermit.
Okay.
And let me tell you about this beautiful, beautiful energy of this card. And your lifetime symbol doesn't change. So just like your sun sign, you will always hold the same sun sign, same moon sign. It is in tarot. So being a 9 means that you are in a cycle of completion for sure in this lifetime. And the Hermit is all about being a way shower, a truth revealer, and somebody who is here to be our guide. And how beautiful are you that you have chosen to actually be a physical guide to so many. And so you see this, he's a man, but he can be whoever. And he's got his beautiful white beard. And so I'll just kind of talk about the different symbols in the card. And the beard represents the wisdom. It represents just a supreme knowledge. Even the little bow of his head. And if you can't see, if you're just listening, you don't tap into us on YouTube or anything, you can Google the Hermit just to see the picture of this card. And so I always say this is Gandalf from Lord of the Rings.
It does look like that.
Gandalf, yeah. He's got this staff and he's in the snow, and then he's holding up a lantern, and in the lantern is a star, and that's the Star of David. And so he is, the Hermit is moving through life. So your energy, my dear, is one who is here to show people the way to go. And you are here to do it in such a manner that you are very intuitive. You hold space really well for people. You are able to hold not only your energy, but others' energy. That's the symbolism of the cloak. So there's been different moments in your life where you've had to remove yourself out of a situation to shelter your own energy. So it's almost like, so it could percolate, get to the right temperature, and then you can go out and move it. You can show it, you can reveal it. So So just as you've been preparing to begin this journey, starting your podcast, you know, all the time and preparation it took and the knowledge and everything that you've done, here now you are a glimmering light in the podcast world. So you see, and it's by using your voice, it's using what is within to show out. And it's an honor to be the hermit. We need hermits in our lives. We need those who can help show us the way and guide us. So you are a true spiritual guide.
Oh, thank you so much. It's awesome.
Isn't it awesome?
That is really awesome. I am working really hard, guys, for everything that I'm trying to definitely show to the world.
Yes, you are. You are. And so it's such an honor. It's an honor to connect with you and all your listeners. So thank you for just giving me this time.
Yes. No, thank you for being here today. This was awesome. That was definitely a surprise to get this little reading. So that was really, really, really awesome. Thank you, everyone, for listening today. If someone wants to connect with you, where can they find you?
They can find me at Free to Be Yourself, and it is all spelled out. So it's FreetoBeyourself.com. That is my website. You can go to Free to Be Yourself is my Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. When I'm active, I do a lot of live healing and tarot readings that you can tap into. Just know that when you are receiving a reading, when it comes to you is the appropriate time for you to hear that message. So even if somebody tunes into this a year from now, 10 years from now, you are meant to hear something in the energy of the hermit for yourself as well. And so that's a beautiful little thing. And so yes, reach out to me. That's the best way. I'm Jaime Lynn. I have a Google phone number. I return calls. Yes. And for all your listeners, I want to give everybody $20 off any of my services. If money is an issue, I want you still to reach out to me, because I am just a very big believer in I passionately want to give, and I don't want money to be something that would stop somebody from wanting to have a reading with me, because we will make it happen, or a healing and experience that. So yes, so $20 off, and I can't wait to connect.
Yes, thank you so much. I will definitely put everything on the show notes, and this was awesome. So everyone out there, you're gonna get $20 off on any services from Jaime Lynn. So that's super cool. And if you want to connect with me, you can also look me up at alexbalgood.com. And you can find me on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube too, if you want to see what we did today and how the hermit looks. This was really, really cool. Thank you for being here today. And thank you, everybody, for listening. Have a blessed day.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.